All right, people. Road to Natural Pro, episode 26 of 10 million. Pretty sure it's 26. Today we got legs, going to no limits again. This is the classic Sunday workout that I seem to always film for some reason. But I don't know, I like that routine of doing it on Sundays. Kind of don't have much going on. I have time to take my time in the gym, record my sets, and yeah. Like I always say, just trying to be consistent with this. One thing I wanted to kind of talk about today that's been on my mind a lot is that, I'm 22 years old, graduated from college this year, and there's probably a decent amount of people watching this that are in the same boat. Not that a lot of people watch this anyway, but the percentage of people that watch this might be in the same boat. And it's just a really weird time in life because, first of all, for the first 22 years of your life all the way up to this point, you're kind of, unless you don't go to college, kind of told what to do next at every step. Like, as soon as you start going to school, it's just, you're told to go to school, you're told to try and get good grades, and then more than likely you're told to try to go to college, which is great. But you're kind of told that next step at all times. Once you graduate college, that is just completely ripped away from you, and you don't have a plan next. And right now, I'm kind of figuring out what I want to do with my life. I want it to be fitness related. I want to create a business off of the stuff that I'm passionate about. But, because I'm 22, I don't have that much life experience. I don't have that much, working experience. It's hard to, starting from ground zero, it's hard to want to be on, level 10. But you kind of have to go step by step. And maybe that's a little confusing to people. But, I'm not going to have $1 million business overnight. And so, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing right now. I have the job being the strength coach at my old high school, which is great. I like it. It's fun to hang out with the kids and teach them things and all of that. I don't plan on doing that forever. I'm going to need to get another job. I want to learn more about the business side of the fitness industry and stuff like that. So my general plan right now is this weekend to apply to the LA Fitness by me and maybe get a sales manager job or something like that. And, be around fitness and the gym, but also gain business experience. And I think that would be great for me for a lot of reasons. Starting my own business, obviously having some business acumen would be very much helpful and needed. If I ever wanted to do a different job, that would be a great skill to have. Some sales skills would be great. So I think that's the next thing. But even though I'm doing that, I still feel like I'm lost or behind, because I'm not going to want to be a LA Fitness sales manager forever. And I think where I get in trouble is that I try to skip steps a lot. I always feel like I should be 10 steps ahead of where I am. And I think that's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it pushes me to work hard, but it's a curse because it creates a lot of internal dialogue and anxiety for me a lot of time. And I think a lot of people struggle with this. And it feels like I'm always not where I'm supposed to be. And that's a tough thing to do. And when you're 22 years old, I think that just gets exaggerated because, you just graduate college, figure out what you want to do. But for me right now, and maybe this is more about my own personal situation, but I feel like every room I walk into, I'm either the youngest person there and don't really relate to anyone in there, or I'm the oldest person in there. I feel like when I'm generally out and about, I feel like a kid. There's going to be 30, 40, 50-year-olds. Everyone just seems older than me. And even when you're 26, you seem so much older than someone that's 22. So I feel like a kid. And I'm trying to not feel like that. I want to build myself up, be more mature, and respect myself and gain respect from other people more. But then I'll go to the high school where I work, and I feel like I'm literally 35 years old. Like, I feel like I have a lifetime ahead of these kids already, and I feel just old and out of place and not like I'm relating to people around me. So it's just a really weird time. The biggest microcosm of that is I was at the school the other day, and the current seniors were in 7th grade when I was a senior. So some of them kind of remember me a little bit, and I used to always go by Timmy. I normally introduce myself as Tim now, but like it's kind of weird for them. And the other day, one of them called me Coach Timmy. Like, I feel like that is the perfect example of where I'm still being called Timmy as if I'm a kid, but I'm also being called Coach because I have that like level of authority or whatever you want to call it because I'm older. It's just like, it's so weird. It's just a weird thing that I'm dealing with, and I think a lot of people deal with, but it's weird. And being back home in my hometown, it's made me think about maybe what I need to do is kind of get out, and if I'm going to work at just an LA Fitness or something like that, I could do that in any city in the United States. So maybe I need to just get out and grow more as a person. Like, obviously, I went to Wisconsin for college, and that was very far away, and I think I did a lot of growing and learning about myself by being on my own and not being attached to, my hometown. So maybe that's what I need to do, and that would help me out gain a little bit more of my own identity. But I don't know. I wanted to talk about that because I feel like some people watching this might relate to it. Even at any age, I think there's aspects of this and finding yourself and who you really are that are always relevant at any point in time in your life. But that's the rant today. I guess it took up the entire ride to the gym. I'm 2 seconds away. I got legs today. This is the second leg day of the week, and I want to kill it today. I want to have a good lift, and I'll go home. I got 30 more minutes of walking to do, and then I'll be eating meals, and I'll be watching football, which is a constant on Sundays. So I will see you guys in there. The other thing too, kind of thinking about if like this style of video is what I like the most, and so obviously it's not probably super exciting to watch me just not talk to the camera or anything and just lift, but at the same time, I don't know if it's ever going to fit me personally to be the break out the huge tripod in the gym and talk to the camera. I don't know if that's ever going to really be my style. And I've tried to do that a little bit before, and it just feels kind of fake. It doesn't really feel like me, and I kind of want to just go in and focus on my workout. I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm fine, propping my phone up and filming. Maybe sometimes using a camera and a tripod. Maybe. Even then I still feel a little weird. But we're going to keep with the style, and I think it's better to just stick with this when I know what I can do and stay consistent and develop over time. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to hit in there. Peace. Alright, and that was the workout. That was legs for today. I'd say it was a good workout. I've been hitting 3 plates on the hack squat. That's what I've been doing as of late. And I think today was actually a PR. I got 11 full reps, so that's huge. Next week, hold me to it. I'm definitely going to at least throw 5s on each side, maybe 10s. I definitely should be going over 3 plates next week, though. So that's definitely huge. You definitely want to see weight progressions during the bulk. I will say something about the bulk, man. I made a TikTok about this too. It gets to a point where you're like really excited in the beginning. You're getting a little bit more energy. You're feeling stronger in the gym. You're getting better pumps when you're coming off of a cut and going into a bulk and feeling pretty good, you know? But after a while, I just get this like, I don't know, I start to lose motivation and just like, the best way I can describe it is juice. I don't know a better way to describe it. Like, I want to sleep in more in the morning. I like stay up a little later. I get worse sleep. I'm less excited. I don't know, but like strength-wise, I'm progressing in the gym, which at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But like, I don't like feel like jacked up leaving a workout like I just killed it and really pushed myself, even though I did. And you know, I just don't get as juiced up. I think part of that is as you pack on body fat and you start to look a little worse and worse, it's just not as exciting when you're just making slow, incremental, you know, gains in muscle growth versus like a cut. You start to look different every week, and the progression of losing fat is faster than putting on muscle, and it's such a weird thing to look at. It like plays a trick on your mind. When you there's like a certain spot in the middle between being leaner and bulkier, let's say, like putting on more fat, where you look bigger even though you're smaller. So if I were to, you know, go on a quick mini cut and lose some body fat, let's say I lost 5 pounds and I would look slightly leaner, I'd probably look bigger than I do now, even though I would weigh more right now. And that's because when you're leaner, it's like an optical illusion in your mind. Your muscles are more defined. You just look bigger because of your shape. And so I think because it's going to the other end, even though I am getting bigger, I'm looking worse because I'm putting on body fat. So that's kind of tough, and that's been something I've been dealing with to try and, you know, just keep steady moving forward, block that out, just go in and kill my lift. You know, and at the end of the day, I'm doing a good job. Like today, I PR'd on the hack squat, which was great to see. And I get to make a weight progression. We'll do it next week. I did a set of 11 there, full 11, and I did another set. And I think I got like 6 or 7, and that was to complete failure, where I couldn't even get the last rep. So yeah. Overall, good workout, and I feel like there's one other thing I really wanted to touch on. But those are really the big things. Like, I'm pushing through this bulk, and it's going to be a long journey. And I just feel part of the less motivation might just be because I'm kind of doing the same things every week. It's just a marathon, not a sprint. And it's doing a lot of the same boring things over and over and over and over again. So, like right now, I say this literally every single video. Now I'm going to go back. I have my post-workout meal. And that meal is 240 grams of jasmine rice, 6 ounces of chicken, and half a banana, or 50 grams of banana, whatever you want to call it. So, it's just doing the same thing a billion times in a row. And that's how you create a good physique. And that's how you build the habits to make you healthy as well. One other big topic that I do want to touch on at some point, maybe I'll talk a little bit about it right now, is I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do in life, as I talked about on the way to the gym today, but also what I want to do with fitness. I've had this goal for a while of wanting to compete, and I don't think I can change that. I don't think I could live with myself if I went off course and decided I didn't want to compete anymore. Because I will always wonder, what is it like to be, you know, deep in a prep knowing you have a show, and what's it feel like to be on stage with all that work that you put in. So I don't think I can change that. But moving forward after that, I consume a lot of fitness content that is very bodybuilding centric, but I also consume a lot of fitness content that is just overall general health content and how to help people be healthier, lose some weight without, tracking every gram of food you eat and trying to compete on a bodybuilding stage. Because at the end of the day, that is the science that makes you lose weight when you're in a calorie deficit and all that stuff. But at the same time, if you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, or you don't have very high, physique goals, and you just want to lose 10 pounds because your doctor said that would be healthy, you don't necessarily need to count every single macro and every single gram of everything, which is something I'm starting to learn, especially because I want to be an online coach, and not everyone's goal is the same as mine. Not everyone's goal is to be, ripped and then get to single-digit % body fat and put on as much muscle as humanly possible. Some people just want to feel a little bit better and lose 10 pounds and just be healthy and enjoy the benefits of fitness without the extreme. And I completely understand that. So I also consume what I'm getting at is I also consume a lot of content of people that, push themselves in the gym and everything, but maybe don't count everything to the gram, aren't always on I'm trying to bulk and put on as much mass as humanly possible, or I'm trying to cut and get as lean as humanly possible. They get to a good body fat percentage and they stay active, stay healthy, and find ways to implement, all whole foods, but then enjoy life when they want and go out with their friends when they want, and how to balance it all. And I think that's very valuable to teach people, because that's the majority of the population, and that's what they want out of health and fitness. And as a coach, I need to understand that. What I'm getting at, I don't know what my future looks like in terms of bodybuilding. I know I want to compete at least once. You can't really know if you love something until you do it, so I will compete. And, maybe I love it and I devote my entire life to becoming a natural pro bodybuilder. And then, if I achieve that, then I compete in pro shows or something. Or I can do that show, because I have to do that. I have to. And then kind of transition into making the other side of fitness that isn't bodybuilding more of my life. And, have a balance between more of a balance between fitness and life. Because bodybuilding, in all reality, is more, jumping off of the deep end and going to one end of the extreme with fitness. And am I going to want to do that forever? I don't know. And it's impossible to know that until I compete, which is why that's the very first extremely important domino to fall. So, in the next year or two, I'm going to compete, and then I'll have a better idea, but, I might not even be able to decide right then. But if I'm going to be teaching these people on how to implement it into their life, but I live a different life where I'm preaching about balance and how to balance social life and fitness, and then I'm completely on one end, does it get a little murky on how I can teach them, how effective that is? I don't know. Maybe I can just be able to teach both. Maybe I need to go through periods of both and just accept that I'll compete in bodybuilding, but I might not be top of the top because I decided to do that. And maybe I'm fine with that. I got to figure that out for myself. But that other side of fitness does still interest me a lot. So those are the things that have been on my mind a lot. I feel like today I really spoke from the heart and what's been on my mind a lot. So hopefully this talk in the car was more interesting than other videos. I feel like I really had stuff to get off my chest a little bit today. But that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one today. It's a pretty good workout. If you, in the comments, if you guys are enjoying these or you think they could be any better and you have any recommendations, or maybe you think these videos absolutely suck, that is a completely fair statement to make as well. I won't get upset about it. I just want to get better at this, and I just have to balance between making these videos a better product, but also at the end of the day, the number one factor that I need to keep high is consistency. So if it's going to take me, 3 weeks to produce a video and hours of editing and filming and stuff like this to make the video, I know I won't be consistent. I would rather put out real raw content like this with minimal editing, more just actually me, than make this up into some like fantasy life and spend hours producing it. I would rather this style of content because I think it fits me more and it's going to allow me to be way more consistent, which I'd rather see that. And, you know, it's going to be really cool in a couple years to look back on these videos for myself as well and see, look at how far I come, look what I used to look like, look at the things I used to think, but I've learned so much more now. So, at the end of the day, what I'm getting at is, if there's any suggestions you have to make these better, let me know. I will implement as I see fit. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like, comment, hit the like button as well. Peace out. Happy hunting.